We were in a moment, we come back from the Olympic break, we go 2-4. It became like we need to win right now. So I had to talk with Kia, AC, and Megan, those three specifically, about we're just going with whatever the best matchup for us is.
Becky, everyone available?
Yes.
This team has had a lot of success in this thing. Coming back here, after, knowing that the last time you guys played this team, it's a very different team. I think both teams are very differently now. What are some of your key factors, or what are you looking for? Some of the things you're finding on for tonight's night?
For us, it's just about consistency and having carryover. We know this is a very difficult building to win in. We've had some success, but we've also gotten blown out. So it's yeah. So it's they do a good job every year of taking care of their home court. I think they, with Connecticut, they're just not going to beat themselves. They're going to do what they do. And if you make mistakes, they're going to make you pay. And I think for us, it's just consistency, being solid on both ends. And we know we got to play out of our defense. You don't want to play against the pack defense, their pack defense specifically, in the half court.
Kind of off of that, Becky, I think I read or saw the last 8 wins, you've held your point under 80 points. So your defense has taken a bit of a turn since the early part of the year. What would you say to keep that?
Consistency. I mean, there was quarters, we were a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde in the sense that we'd come out, play great defense, ball would be popping, and then the next 10 minutes, completely opposite. So I've been really on them about just being in the moment and being able to stop like that snowballing effect. I think one of the reasons we've been a bit better defensively is we're taking less quick shots. So we're making that defense work a little bit more. We know where we shoot better, we play better when we get 2 or 3 passes. 2 or 3 passes or more is ideal for us. But with this team specifically, they get up into passing lanes, they want to force turnovers. So you can't beg for the ball. You got to cut back door, got to respace, and then, be mentally tough. This is a physical team. They're big. They're strong. So you got to kind of keep your cool in maintaining some hits because they can't call everything. They probably won't call much of anything. So you got to maintain your composure and just play through it and run routes. One way to draw attention to getting held and grabbed is to run harder because it makes it more exaggerated what they're doing. So good test for us tonight, really good test.
Last one for me is, Jackie has had her share of ups and downs since the Olympic break. What have you seen from her in terms of how she is kind of refocusing, if that's the better word for her, how she's trying to, get back into the rhythm that she had pre-Olympic?
Yeah, I mean, for Jackie, I think, she had that game where she had 14 assists. She just wasn't trying to force her offensive game in the sense of like scoring and just letting the game come to her. So she was really just setting everybody else, not forcing anything on her end. She's actually an exceptional passer. She's a low turnover ball handler. So her success is really important to our team success. So she's always going to walk that fine line. But, the way you get out of a shooting slump is not to take more bad shots. It's to take really great shots. That's the only way to get out of, your shooting lows. If you take bad ones, it's just going to get worse. So just concentrating on taking quality shots, taking what the defense gives her. And then, we know she has the ability to get 14 assists a night. So she has great vision. I asked her to do a lot, specifically her and Asia, both on the defensive end and the offensive end.
We have one more kind of bigger picture. With 7 games to go, you're 2-time defending champions. What's the hunger level like right now with trying to make some history?
It's better than what it has been. So that's a good sign for us. These last 2-3 games, we've come in more focused. more disciplined, more resilient. I've liked this. It's felt different. That's what I like. It's felt different. We won games before, the Olympic break that didn't feel like it should feel. It's starting to feel and vibe and mesh. And, basketball is a game of confidence. It's a game of runs and everything else. And I think the vibe and the pulse of the team is a little bit different in these last 3 games. And that's what excites me more than anything. Because it's something that I haven't seen in a few months. You see it in bits and pieces, but we're putting it together now, for typically at least 3 out of the 4 quarters these last few games. We're still searching for that perfect 40, but we're trending in the right direction, which is good.
So,
Matthew?
Hey, Becky, I wanted to ask about Megan because it seems post-Olympic break, ever since you started her in Chicago, I think back a week or 2 ago, she's played a lot more and she's played, had better games, and she's been doing some things for you guys that have helped both offensively and defensively. So I just want to know your thoughts on her impact here over the last week or so since you gave her that first start.
Well, it was more complicated decision and more thinking that went into it just then. She had a great Olympic break. I mean, she's had practices, she's had games, we know what she's capable of. We just wanted to shift. We were in a moment, we come back from the Olympic break, we go 2-4. It became like we need to win right now. So I had to talk with Kia, AC, and Megan, those 3 specifically, about we're just going with whatever the best matchup for us is. And it's game to game. And to their credit, that's a very hard thing to do. And they've all done it great. She had a great first outing against Chicago, and then Dallas wasn't a great matchup. And, the next night we needed more of a small ball for, so we switched it up. But she's been good all the minutes that we've given her. And that's all she's in control of, is doing her best with whatever minutes, starting role, not starting. And she's been great at that. But we love her ability to stretch the floor. She always plays hard, and probably one of her least, I don't know, maybe valued skills, but I value it very much. She boxes out something as simple as she hits a body every time. And that's something that we've needed.
Nikias?
Hi, Coach. The team is down to 9th in pace since the Olympic break. I want to know if that was something intentional on your end, or game flow or different matchups kind of driving that number down.
We're just being more intentional about taking great shots, not settling for good shots. I think there's moments. And I think it's helped our defense, honestly, because we're coming down. It's helped us on the offensive glass, because now we have people that are actually, they've cut or they've posted up, and they're just down there in the area. We've had too many spurts where it's like we come down and we just jack up a shot, and then it's back to defense, and we haven't moved their defense. We haven't made them work. And then we have nobody in position to give us a second opportunity. So I've talked about pace. I want to play fast. Doesn't mean I want to shoot fast. So we're just trying to be really intentional on that. And making the defense work. I think when somebody takes a quick shot, I call it it's a losing shot, because you're taking a high risk shot. You basically have to make it. Otherwise, it's too much. Like, the risk versus the reward is not, equal to it. When you take shots, long twos early in the shot clock, that you basically have to make them. And we know we're not going to make all of them, so don't take them, because the reward is not, congruent to the risk.
Got you. Thank you.
Callie, anything from you, or are you good?
I'm good. Thank you.
Anything else in the room?
Good.
Thank you, Coach.
Ashley, don't